So what we'll do is start the ball down, about a foot length away from the back toe. In a set position, we're going to work up into the load, hold, down to the ball, back up into the load, and then working down and out into the hip and shoulder separation of the throw. How's it going, guys? Coach Josh, Arm Pitching Development. Today we are going over several drills for ages 9 through 12. Just basic throwing drills to help your kid develop a little bit more and work on the basic foundation principles that we like to train here of balance, direction, and timing, and becoming more well-suited to handle those things to allow them to become better pitchers down the line. So the first drill we're going to go over is just a arm first balance drill. What we'll do is be on our lead leg, so whichever leg they plan on, they're going to be balanced. Glove side in on the front shoulder, arm up in the arm slot, elbow above the shoulder. And just work on feeling the arm being relaxed, working out in front, and working their body behind the throw while holding that balance to the finish. You see a lot of younger kids, what they want to do is take their whole body, jerk and pull off and out to the side as their arm drags to where they want to try to get the ball to go. This one we'll begin working on is helping them feel the difference between allowing the arm to work out front, allowing the arm to work through the target, and allowing their body to work through the target behind their throw a little bit better. Second drill that walk into from there will be in the same position. This time, instead of having the arm up in our finish phase, we're gonna work our hands together and just work on feeling the separation out to the target, arm out through the target, working into that same point of finish. Third drill is gonna be almost the same idea. Still working on the balance on that front leg. This time we're gonna start with the ball down, about a foot length away from the balls where we're going to start from. Same spot as our first drill. Glove up in the front shoulder, arm up in our arm slot, working the arm out in front, down toward the ball, back up, out through the throw. Going from there, just the same drill, this time coming back up, hands together, out through, allowing the arms to work through the throw a little bit further, a little bit deeper. Our next balance drill is going to be if you have a kid when you're working with, and whenever they go to pick their leg up, you see a lot of movement back and forth, or when they go to load up, they don't allow themselves to load up into the hip, but it's more just bend the knee and making them dive forward. What we want to work on is just building a little more strength on that back hip, a little more balance, a little more stability on that back hip. So what we'll do is start with the ball down, about a foot length away from the back toe. In a set position, we're going to work up into the load, hold, down to the ball, back up into the load, and then working down and out into the hip and shoulder separation of the throw. One thing I like to do for guys that are kind of new to the drill is when they work out of that high balance point to work back and forth. So out, tap, back up, tap, and then throw. That way they are, one, working on the balance, and then two, work on the timing of their movements as they go through the throw. Our next drill is a 3-cone lead drill. So what we're trying to work on here is allowing the younger athletes to understand the direction of how they're going to use the front side of their body with the timing and separation of their arms to the target. Whereas one thing I see a lot of times is when the kids go to throw, as soon as their hands break, it's all one big left turn for righties, out and away. Lefties, one big right turn, out and away. Train a controlled, well-sequenced movement in a straight line to the target rather than around. So as they work up, they're gonna work down the first cone, slowly start to separate the hands, back up, down the first cone, out to the second cone, feeling the separation of their hands working with their stride a little bit more, and then back up. Down out to the third, keeping their weight back, arms separating a little bit further through the separation, and then they'll work back up through all one motion of the throw. Our next drill is our bucket load drill. So where we kind of got using this from is when you got a kid, when they go to load their leg up, they don't want to load up into their hip. It's really just like a bend in the knee and then a kick down and out and away. All right, so what we're trying to accomplish here is, one, get them to feel the difference between loading up in the hip, allowing the leg to work up in front of them. So we'll have the bucket out in front, starting up so they can feel the difference of being in the hip rather than just bent in the knee. And then from here, feeling that it's just a slight load, straight load down and out to the target rather than out and around. So what we'll do is begin front hip on target. We're going to load the knee up just a little bit off the bucket and then working down and out in a straight line, staying inside that bucket rather than turning in or pulling out in the way. A lot of times you'll see with younger athletes, 9 through 12, some have good body control, some do not. For ones that are a little more stubborn with wanting to change how they use their movements of their body, how they control their body, kind of take away from their legs from under them will be a good way to allow them to go from what's being natural to them and trying to feel something a little different. So one thing I'll do is have them work down onto a knee and then have them on some kind of lip or incline to point that foot and knee up. And what I'll do is just work on the separation back, allowing the chest to follow the ball in and out, and kind of using the being on the knee to force them to stay balanced and controlled in one plane of motion, rather than when they're on their legs, kind of just swiveling and diving all over the place, trying to throw the whole body as fast as they can. So what we'll have them do on this drill is put their heel up on the back of the rubber, slight bend in the knee at 120 degrees, hands together, and then just working back and forth through separation. 1, 2, and up and through for 3, trying to lock out over that front leg. And that's it on pitching drills for ages 9 through 12. More tips, drills, exercises, please hit the subscribe button. And until then, see you guys next time.